Hi, it's Stacy with So Steady, and I am here live with Diane Russell, and we are super excited to be announcing that Diane's got this amazing upcoming virtual event for everyone. And Diane, I am so excited about this because I don't know about you, but I have been so taken by some of these amazing TempLee quilts that I've seen. And when I say TempLee, what that's really referring to is this awesome reverse applique that you can do and regular applique that you can do with your template quilting. So tell us a little bit about what you're going to be showing us in this.
Thanks, Stacy. I would love to. I am absolutely obsessed with the TempLee method of quilting. As Stacy said, it is a form of reverse applique. So you're working with a top layer, a peekaboo fabric, what I like to refer to as peekaboo, and then you're also working with your batting and with your backing. And in this method, there are so many designs that you can achieve. The Spinifex rulers are by far my favorite rulers for this class. And with the Spinifex rulers, they come in a multitude of sizes and they also come in a multitude of shapes. And each one will give you at least 1 to 2 different looks that are absolutely spectacular. And when you combine them with the TempLee method of cutting away part of your fabric, you can get totally different looks. You can use the same exact ruler and do 3 different blocks and cut away different areas and get a totally different look. And that's why I'm so obsessed with this, because I love variation and the possibilities are absolutely endless. So I'm very excited to be teaching this class. I'm going to show you some samples to begin with just to whet your appetite
Yeah, you know what I was
because
going to say there is, you mentioned that you love variations and how you can create the same design, but with the cutaways, you can have 12 different versions of the same template design and have them all be on one stunning quilt. And I think that that's something to really think about because your investment into rulers is actually pretty minimal because what you're really doing is you're creating all of these amazing designs just by doing the cutaway. Is that right?
that is absolutely correct. So you can get away with using the minimal amount of rulers for it. Of course, if you're like me, you're just going to get all sorts of different rulers just because every time you get one, you try it and you try different ways and you have to get another one because it's so addicting. Kind of like eating potato chips. You can't just stop at one.
Right.
But you do, you get totally
Hmm.
different looks. So
So I
this
did want to remind
particular
everyone we are giving away one class today. So like, comment, and share to be able to
oh,
win this amazing class. And tell us a little bit. Are you going to be, is there going to be some materials that they're going to get with this class?
there is an optional kit that you can get with the class, but there is also the main thing that you're going to get with the class is a 6-page booklet that gives you step by step what to do. I am someone who I like to have everything in writing, and I'm also a very visual person. So the booklet that is going to come with the class is going to have step out pictures and also numbered step by step directions on how to achieve these looks. And once you take the class, you're going to just run with it. I know you are because that's how I was. So
So
it's
there have been some questions. People are wondering how they sign up for the class. So we actually have several participating dealers that are bringing this class to you, and there is an opportunity to get some exclusive discounts if you purchase the class through those dealers. So I'm going to post a link to an email that we sent in the last couple days that actually will allow you to go ahead and choose the dealer that's closest to you to purchase the class from, and then you can go ahead and sign up for it that way, and you're able to, get get going with the class and get all that material.
And the beautiful thing with the classes that So Steady offers, if you cannot watch it the day of the live broadcast, that is absolutely fine because you have 4 weeks to watch the class. You can watch it over and over and over again. And that's what I love because you never catch everything the first time around. So you can just go back and watch it again and again. And you have 4 weeks to absorb everything. And it just, to me, that is a huge bargain as far as our classes go.
And then the class fee is just $10. And what they're going to be getting with that is that 6-page handout and 2 hours of live video-based education. But don't worry, if you can't join the live, then you do. You have those 4 weeks to go back and rewatch it as many times as you want. So you're able to go ahead and get a lot of kind of different types of instruction. Like you were saying, you kind of like to have the handout, but you also love the live instruction as well.
Yeah, it really comes in handy. And we're always just an email or a phone call away. So you can post comments and we monitor those and get back to you. You can also put comments in the educator page on So Steady website. So if you put a comment in under me, I'm going to see that. And if you have a question, I'm going to email you and answer your question. So it's a great bargain for $10. It truly, truly is. I take a lot of classes from So Steady and I can't say enough good about it. So I want to show you some of the different rulers that I'm going to be using. And this will just give you a really good idea of what we're going to be doing. One of my absolute favorite rulers is the Spinifex 15. And I love this ruler. Let me just put this so you can see it a little better. This is the 11.5 inch, which is the largest that it comes in. I have it in pretty much every size that So Steady makes because it is my favorite ruler. So this gives you, depending on if you're starting sewing here or starting sewing at the top, this will give you totally different looks. It also gives you different looks depending on how many rotations you do. So that's when I say that the possibilities are endless, I'm not exaggerating. They truly, truly are. So this is the Spinifex number 15, and this is one of the designs that I did with that ruler. I did it with the Spinifex 15, and then I also used the 4-inch arc that comes in your TempLee sampler set, which most people have. So I used the 4-inch arc as well. And again, depending on where you're cutting away, it will depend on what your quilt is going to look like. On this particular quilt, the top layer is my white and the peekaboo fabric is my purpley blue batik. So that's one choice. Then we have another one of my favorites is the Spinifex 12. And this is, let me just readjust the camera. Isn't that striking? That design is so striking and I absolutely love it. And when you see this ruler, you won't believe that you got that design out of this ruler. It's a very simple shape. Let me get my little dark piece of paper again. It seems to show up best on that. But it's a very simple shape. And again, this is another ruler that I have in multiple sizes. So this is the Spinifex 12. And it's a very simple shape, but look how striking that is. It's absolutely beautiful. We also have
And you know what I was
another.
thinking when I saw that is I immediately thought St. Patty's Day and how that could be a really
Oh,
project for St. Patty's Day.
oh, that's such a great idea.
Ah,
And you could have this done because the class is in a couple of weeks and you could have this done for St. Patrick's Day. Oh, Stacy, I'm going to have to put this all together for St. Patrick's Day. Thanks for the idea. Just one more thing for me to
I
do.
know.
I
So,
love
so
it.
what they're going to be creating is then some of these stunning blocks. So, what would
Yes.
they do with these stunning blocks? Are they going to combine them into a quilt, a table runner? What are your thoughts
I
there?
I have them combined into a 4 block wall hanging, which I love. I also have, if I can move my camera, excuse the mess of my room, please. But I also have a 3 block table runner that is hanging on my wall because it was just too pretty to put on my table.
It's
So
gorgeous.
you could do that. You can also do, I'm in the midst of making a TempLee design for a tote. I have a very good friend who loves tote bags. And so I'm making a little smaller version than this. This is a 24-inch block, but I'm making a tote for her with this being the front of the tote. So there is so much you can do with these blocks, and they're just so stunning. People will look at them and they won't be able to figure out how you did it. And they'll be totally amazed. Whether they're a quilter or they're not a quilter, they will be amazed because they're just so easy to do once you learn the method. This is another block that this is the Spin Effects number 10. And this is, I like to think of it as a football shape. But this is another one of my favorites. And it's just a beautiful shape, but look at how stunning, depending on how many rotations you put in. Now, if some of you are new to this, you may not know what I mean by number of rotations. So let me just back up a little. We have a crosshair ruler. We have actually many crosshair rulers. And with the crosshair rulers, they have a certain number of points. So I'm just going to turn this to the back of the fabric because it's not as busy. This is a crosshair. This is an 8-point crosshair ruler. And with this ruler, you can put in 8 lines simply using I use a Chocoline marker, and it fits. The Chocoline has the wheel and it fits perfectly into the groove of the crosshair ruler. So you just put in 8 lines and then you lift the ruler and you turn it, and see all these lines that are etched in? Those are lines that Leonie West is brilliant. I really think the woman is brilliant because she has a marking for everything. And so you just turn this and you can put in another 8 lines, which we'll go over more in the class, but you can get 16 rotations with an 8-point ruler. You can get 24 rotations, 32 rotations, and the rotations, the number of rotations are what gives you the intricate design, because then that simple football shape or oval starts to overlap on itself, and that's what gives you the stunning look. So there's a lot to it.
Someone was asking, how many designs are you going to teach them in this class?
We'll probably have time to go with, I will be showing a multitude of designs, and I will be telling you as we look at it. I have little notes on the back. It's the only way to keep track, telling you what spin effects ruler it is, how many rotations, and so on. And I'll be showing you a lot of different designs. We're probably going to have time to do 2 designs because not only do we have to complete the designs, but then we have to start doing the cutaway work. And the cutaway work, I like to spend a little extra time on that because that's what gives you your design element. That's what gives you the ability to not do something cookie cutter. This is where you can design what you like. And I'll also be showing you how to design on paper first. And you can just make things your own, depending on how many cuts you have in it, how many rotations you do. These rulers lend themselves, and the TempLee method lends itself to individuality. And I think that's something that we all thrive for as far as being quilters. We like our work to be a little different. We like people to look at it and say, oh, I bet you Diane made that. So Westerly and So Study, this is where you can shine with. Once you learn the basics, you're going to take off with a lot of different looks. I also have one more that I'd like to show you.
Excellent.
Now I can't stop looking at these and thinking I have to get this all put together for St. Patty's Day. My son is actually Irish, so he may be getting this for St. Patrick's Day. I haven't made anything for him in a very long time. So this is another block. And I apologize up there. The glare's gone. I have a very bright light on my sewing machine, but this block is made with the Spinifex number 11. And this ruler is got two different, it's not the same on each point. So it's got two different looks to it. So depending on if you start here and go around, or if you turn it around and you start here and you make your point going towards the outside of the block, it will give you two totally different looks. So again, we combined the different rulers with the different looks, with the different rotations, and then our cutaway can be totally different. And look at that. That's just, to me, that's stunning. And I love this lacy effect. That is one of my favorite things, is the lacy effect. And all of these rulers are done with the Spinifex. And also some of them have the 4-inch arc, or the 4-inch arc that comes in your TempLee sampler set. So that's all I've used. One template and the 4-inch arc to achieve these designs. Does anybody have any other questions? Are you thinking this is something you might like to
I think
try?
a lot of people are super excited about this. So yeah, I'm definitely hearing that they're excited that you're going to be teaching this class and having the opportunity to be part of it. So I think that there's some excitement here. I think we should
Yay.
remind them to like, comment, and share to win. Because we do have one of these classes we're going to be giving away. So make sure to like, comment, and share on your Facebook if you can. If you're joining us from a different place, then that might be a little bit more, but definitely go to our Facebook and get involved with that. You might want to go ahead and show the rulers again that you're going to be sharing in the class. That would be awesome.
Okay.
So if you can go ahead and just kind of lay out those rulers, that would be great.
Yep. Let's do that right now. And then Stacy has some pretty exciting possible news that's
Yeah.
coming up.
So one thing I did want to mention too is somebody was asking what sizes of blocks are you doing on all of these?
Well, you can do blocks anywhere from a 14-inch block to I would say either a 14-inch or an 18-inch to start with. I personally like the 14-inch block along with a Spinifex ruler that is either a 9.5-inch or a 7.5-inch. Most of our rulers come, you can get 9.5-inch, 7.5-inch, 11.5-inch. The blocks I'm showing you right now, these are all made with a 24-inch. I started with a 24-inch block, but I used the 11.5-inch templates, the Spinifex templates. But I've also been using them. I've also been using these smaller templates in either a 7.5 inch or a 9.5 inch. The tote I was telling you about that I'm making for a friend of mine, I'm doing that in a 9.5 inch. If you're doing a table runner or you want to do I would love to do some small wall hangings for my friends that don't have a lot of wall space, because they've downsized in their old age. So I would use a 7.5 or a 9.5 inch template. So this one here is the Spinifex number 11. That's going to give you those two different looks. And this is the Spinifex 11. This is the, oh my God, I'm losing my words. I apologize. This is the block that I did with that. And then we have this block, which I have to take a peek. This is the Spinifex number 10. And so here is the number 10 Spinifex. And this is what the packaging looks like. Spinifex number 10. Again, this one was the 11.5, but you can go small now as well. We also have, I apologize for that. We also have, this is a Spinifex number 12, and I love the look of that. And this is the Spinifex number 12. This is more of an oval shape. So that's going to be the Spinifex 12. And then we have, last but not least, and one of my favorites, is the Spinifex number 15. And that one is right here. Let me just make sure I'm picking up the right one. So this is the Spinifex number 15. And this has got a really cool shape too. I love this shape. And again, this has two different shapes, so you're going to get two different looks depending on what you have in your center point, whether it's the true center or you want to flip it upside down. So those are the ones that I'm going to be working with.
That's awesome. So someone asked, so is there a document that lists all the things that they'll need?
Yes, there is a supply list. And when you sign up for the class, So Steady will send you the digital supply list, and it will give you all of the measurements. Something else that you're going to need that is very important, because you can't do the TempLee method without it, is a fusible web. And you fuse that, that's fused to the back side of your top fabric. And a fusible web is very thin, very light, hard to see on my hands. But that's something Stacy will probably want to tell you a little bit more about.
There is a fusible that's needed for this because you want to be able to really iron down those fabrics to prevent fraying. And we are teaming up with a new product that Diane has just been introducing, and we're going to have our own So Steady fusible. So we're hoping that we have it by the class time, which is February 24th. And that'll be something that will be available to all of you to take advantage of.
I am so excited about that. It has gotten rave reviews from our educators that have tested it, and I'm going to be buying that by the bolt. I can't wait. Because the ones I use are okay, but I think that the one for So Steady is going to be by far hands above the rest. So I'm very excited for that. So what else can I show you? How about if I show just a real quick teaser on how to start doing a block? Do we have time for that, Stacy?
I think so. Yeah, let's do
Okay.
it.
So there we have you positioned. Hopefully everybody can see. And I have to redrop my, I don't know how that got off, but I have a little cross in the center of my quilt. So I'm going to drop my needle right into the center of that cross. And I'm going to pull up my bobbin thread. Now, for those of you who have done ruler work, you know that you are sewing with your feed dogs dropped. And so you are in total and complete control of your stitch length. And so it's very important to always bring up your bobbin thread so that when you start sewing, it doesn't get sucked down into your machine. So I have my feed dogs dropped. I also have, let me back up just a second. I also have my acrylic table, which I can't live without. And I have a glider mat on my table. This one happens to have a 1-inch grid on it. I use this a lot when I piece. I also have another sewing machine in the other room that has just a plain green grid glider. And I love to use that for just when I'm doing ruler work. So I've dropped my feed dogs. I'm going to be in total control of my stitches. I've put in 16 crosshairs and I'm going to drop my ruler foot down and butt that up. And then I'm going to use the line at the top and the bottom, which I like to call the north and the south line. And I'm going to line that up to my crosshair. And I'm just going to start sewing at a medium speed. And I'm going to move my hands fairly slow because I want my stitches to not be super big. You really want your stitches to be on the smaller side. And the reason for that is because when we start cutting away, you don't want your stitches to be really big. You want them to be smaller because they're going to hold your fabric better. So I'm just going to start doing rotations. But before I do that, I'll be showing you how to bury threads in the class. For right now, I'm just going to cut the threads and get them out of my way. I'm hugging the outside of the template. I'm moving my foot at a medium speed and I'm moving my hands rather slow so that my stitches are going to be smaller. And I'm coming right back to the center. I turn my ruler. I line up my north and my south line. Make sure it's butted up. And you can start to see that your secondary design is going to start to show up. Let me just put a few more into here and then you'll see where there's a secondary design that's starting to emerge. And once that starts emerging, that's what makes the TempLee method so amazing. Let's take this out. And of course, there's a key, so I can just remove that. But you can see where I'm starting to get a secondary design. So I've got this, and different rulers are going to give you more intricate designs. For instance, the number 14 or 15, because it's got such different shapes, that's going to give you a more intricate design. And I can show you if I can find it. I was working on one today. The other thing that you're going to want to know about is staple tape. I don't know if you all know what staple tape is, but it is the world's greatest invention since sliced bread. The staple tape is on the back. It's a gripper that has adhesive on one side and a rubber gripper on the other side. And it helps you hold your ruler in place as you're going around your different rotations. And the reason this is so important is because I was working on a ruler this morning, and I'm just going to show you one of my big mistakes. I was working on this design at about 4 a.m. this morning. I couldn't sleep, and it kept slipping. You can see where it just doesn't look quite right because the ruler kept slipping. And I finally realized that I had no staple tape on my ruler. Once I put staple tape on it and I did another piece, which is sitting in my office at work, it came out perfectly. But you can see where it slipped a little just because I wasn't using staple tape. So I really am a firm believer in using staple tape. I absolutely love it. What, Stacy?
Oh, sorry about that. There have been a couple questions. Someone was curious if they're able to do this on their long arm.
Yes. We have templates that are made for your long arm. They're a thicker template. This particular template is a high shank template because the machine I'm working on right now is a high shank. So we also have long arm templates, and your foot should automatically come with the correct foot to use. But see how you can butt this up against your ruler foot and it's not going to go underneath? That's why we have the different template thicknesses. And when you order rulers from So Steady, they're going to ask you every single time what machine it's for. And that's just as a double check so that you're not going to, by mistake, order the wrong template size, because the last thing you want is for your template to go underneath your ruler foot, because first of all, you would probably break your needle and it would just wreak all sorts of havoc. So yes, you can buy long arm templates and you'll be able to use those for your long arm machines.
Excellent. And then people were asking about discounts. Yes, absolutely. If you sign up using the link that I provided a couple times in the chat here, then you are able to go ahead and get an exclusive discount through one of our, through the store that you choose to sign up through. So we email those exclusive discounts out about 2 weeks before the event. And guess what? That is today. So if you sign up today, be looking for that email probably tomorrow for that. And then we'll have another email that we send out a week before the event that will get you that exclusive discount again. So if you're interested and you know you want to do it, then sign up right away and we'll make sure to get you on that email that's going out in the next day or so. All right, so it looks like Diane, take a moment. Maybe something came up on her phone, but we are really, really excited. I'm going to take you over to our page here, and I'm going to show you how you might be able to go ahead and get going with this this opportunity to sign up. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you the email that we send out and that we're linking you back into. So let me go ahead and share that really quick here. Okay, so here is the email that we sent out to everybody that's talking about the live. Here's what the sign up looks like. So it says sign up from a participating store near you to get exclusive discounts. And we've got some amazing stores that are participating in this. We've got from the West Coast area, Bob Sew and Back. We've got El Cajon Sew and Back, Sewing Machines Plus. From Arizona, we've got Fabrics Unlimited and Donna's Quilt Shop. We've got Wisconsin, Michigan, and North Carolina. So, we've tried to cover, as much as we could across the United States. So depending on who might be closest to you, we wanted you to take advantage of them to get those exclusive discounts. And we even have an educator in Australia that is getting signups and taking orders for the products as well. So all of those will get you exclusive discounts. We recommend that you participate and sign up through one of them to take advantage of that. Oh, it looks like Diane's back. Hey, Diane.
Sorry, I don't know what happened. Good old pandemic.
Yeah.
Taping. I apologize. Yes,
No
I am
problem.
back, and I encourage you, sign up Enjoy. You will not be sorry. It'll be the best $10 you ever spent, and you're going to get hooked up with a shop that you may not know about, and they're going to be a great asset to you. So it's
And
a
you know what?
win-win for
Even if the
everybody.
stores aren't near you, I definitely still recommend that you sign up using the link, because that's how we're going to get you the exclusive discounts, which are all going to be online buying anyways. And majority of that's all coming from Eugene, Oregon. So just take advantage of picking a store that may be as close to you as maybe this, though, on the West Coast or on the East Coast, to take advantage of that. And then again, on that email, I did have a link to one of our educators in Australia that's taking the taking sign up. So I'll go ahead and provide that link again. Her name is Sharon Wyatt, and she has the opportunity for that as well. So I will go ahead
So
and,
exciting.
yeah, we have it all listed on that email though. So I'm going to go ahead and post a link to that email, and that you can go ahead and take advantage of to get signed up. And but you're able to go ahead. This is a virtual class, so all you have to do is sign up, and then we'll get you all the information on how to take advantage of joining in, whether it's live, or if live for you because you're across the world is in another time zone that might be when you're supposed to be asleep, then you can of course watch the recorded class as well. We're looking forward to you being part of this, and hopefully we're able to go ahead and get y'all signed up. Again, because all of this is digital download for the materials, then you can take advantage of any of those, and we'll get those digital download materials to you right away. And then you'll of course have the opportunity to sign up for the class. As far as the product is concerned, again, majority of these templates are all going to be coming from Eugene, Oregon. So don't worry. We don't expect you to sew along in the class. Like if you're on the other side of the country or the world, it might take more than a week to get you those tools, but you'll have 4 weeks to watch the class and really use those tools. So you don't have to be stressed out about having them before to enjoy the class and ask lots of questions. In fact, sometimes we recommend that you don't try to sew along during the class, because it can sometimes, make you feel a little frustrated trying to keep up with an expert there like Diane. It's better to be able to pause, rewind, go back
Yes.
when you're trying to get going with it. This is just one class, so this isn't going to be a series-based class. This is one class called TempLee Time. But Diane does have a really great class on our university that you can also take advantage of afterwards. And we're happy to go ahead and share that information as well. That class is called, I think, Starlight, Star Bright. Is that right, Diane?
Correct. That is
So
correct.
I'll post a link to that class as well. It's on our university. Again, that's another great one that I think that creates a wall hanging that's TempLee
Yes.
based. Yeah.
4-block wall hanging.
So that would be another opportunity for you to, kind of get going with that. If you want to do something that's a little bit more at your pace, less live, you can definitely look at that Starlight, Star Bright class that's on our So Steady University. And like I said, I'll post a link to that right now as well.
Thank you.
And so I think that's it. We look forward to having you sign up for the class, and hopefully you'll want to jump in and get going with that.
Thanks
So
so much for joining us.
yeah, thank you.
Stacy and I love what we do. I'm sure you can tell that just by our enthusiasm. So thank you for joining us, and I hope that we'll see you on the 24th.
Sounds great. Thanks everyone. Have a wonderful day, and we'll look forward to hopefully getting lots of signups to come participate in that class. All right.
Thank you.